file for April the 4th. So that's what I have here. So I'm going to pass it to April the 4th. So we'll pass that.
That's a computer you want.
It says April 4th, so I've got it on the docket today, so we'll pass that for until April 4th. Kaylee Bennett. Kaylee Bennett is set for today, and she has several files not finished. Has not appeared, so there'll be a warrant issued. Sermon Brown, case number 24-1807. Okay, you have done some of your community service. And let's see, have you got anything to pay on your fines today?
Not yet. To do my community service, I've been taking Ubers, so after I get done, and I'm going to plan on taking some of that down after I finish my community service until it's more payable, and then I can pay something on it.
What about, you were ordered to go to OVP for counseling, have you been doing that?
No, I thought that after my last court date that I was done with that, but I'm pretty sure I can still go if you need me to.
Well, let's see what they say. I've got a report from them.
We have that thing before you.
I have him right here.
Okay.
He hasn't been to counseling since February the 6th. It appeared that there was an issue with his insurance at that time, but they were supposed to help him get that sorted out.
Okay, says he was compliant up until February 6th. That was the last day he was seen
Yes, he was.
in the office. So, since you haven't done any screens since then, have you do a screen today?
Yes,
So
sir.
go do a screen. We'll call you back out once that's completed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Kaylee Canterbury. Kaylee Canterbury. Kaylee Canterbury has not finished. She's done about half of what she was ordered to do. Hasn't appeared today, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Stephen Carmen. Okay, Mr. Carmen. You did make the payments on your fines, but you got community service you got to get done. And let's see, what about, you were amended reads, I believe?
Yeah, that's over with. I have one day in down to Dog Pound that I never did bring my paper in for Denise to fill it out.
Well, the last report I have from amended reads doesn't say you're finished.
That was finished a long time ago. I kept going on my own, just, but, Your Honor.
They're here. Is there somebody here from amended reads?
Yes.
Okay. Can we get go meet, Mr. Carmen, meet with the representative from amended reads, and let's get a report from them as what they're going to say. I don't see a letter of completion. I see something on mental health, but not for substance use.
Do I need
And,
to?
You haven't done any of your community service.
One day down to Dog Pound.
I have no proof of it, Your Honor.
I never did bring the paper in. It's,
And this is a 2022 case.
yes, Your Honor.
It's got to get done in the next time period, or you're going to have to go to jail.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go talk with amended reads representative, and then I'll recall you and we'll set a date. I need a report from them as to what's going on with your counseling also.
So there's one here, Your Honor?
Yeah, it's standing right there. Andrew Carr, 24/7. Carr is here, and he's at the counseling center.
Yes, Your Honor. Things are still going well. Community service has been completed.
Okay, and has that been turned in?
It's not been turned in.
Okay. We need, have you got something to show where you did that? I'm showing 22 hours still left.
Judge Kavler, he did that with, they both did it with me. They just gotta fill the paper outside and sign it.
Okay, well, let's get that done, and, is he still getting counseling then now, or is he?
Yes, Yes, Your Honor.
Can we get, maybe the next time, let's get a written report on that?
Yes, Your Honor. He just wants a progress.
Okay.
I'll try to get that to you before I leave. Your Honor.
Okay, let's go a couple of months out. Let's make it May 23rd. Okay, May 23rd, 9 o'clock, your next hearing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Good job.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sean Cooper. Okay, you were ordered to go to the Pathways and to do the 3-day school. Have you done anything?
I haven't gotten the 3-day school, but I got the interlock device on my car, but I don't have driving privileges, so I haven't been able to go to community service, and I've had trouble getting to work. So if I would be able to have privileges to do that, then I can accomplish a little bit more. And I can pay on my fine today.
Are you still going to Crescent Counseling?
Yeah. I actually have an appointment right after I get it done here.
Do you have a report from them?
I don't.
Okay, the last report I had from them was in November.
I can get another one.
You haven't paid anything on your fines, and you haven't done any of your community service.
No, I haven't been able to get to community service, but I can pay my fine in full today.
Okay, I'm going to order you to go do a urine screening then. If you don't have a report, go do a urine screening and come back after I get the results. Charles Tricky, 24-1281. Any service done? Still have fines to pay. Okay, you were at Lawrence County Recovery, or what's going on with that?
I graduated. I have my certificate out there in my truck.
Okay, usually we have somebody here from Lawrence County Recovery. Is anybody here today? Okay, go get your certificate, because I don't have anything. The last letter I've got is from December, and it says that you're in counseling, but it doesn't say you're completed, so.
Yeah, I have it out there.
Okay. Go get
And
it.
I have $20 more to pay on the phone.
How much are you gonna pay?
20.
Okay, well, go get your certificate, we'll recall you when you come back in court.
Thank you.
Jason Collier is here, 22-275, 22-271, 21-885, and you just have to pay on fines and restitution. You have a payment for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay 100.
Got it. All right, see the clerk to make your payment. And Mondays or Fridays for your next hearing?
Let's do Fridays.
Fridays are better?
Yeah.
I'll make it yours May 23rd also. I'll give you a couple of months since you're paying quite a bit. And you've been doing well, so.
Thanks, Your Honor.
May 23rd, 9 o'clock, your next hearing. See the clerk.
Recall Sermon Brown, case number TRC 24-1807, A, B, and C.
Okay, acceptable screen. Are you paying anything on your fines today?
I can pay a little bit, but like I said, I've been Ubering, so
How much can you pay?
I could probably put 30 today.
Okay. See the clerk make that payment. Mondays or Fridays for your follow-up?
Monday was fun.
May the 5th, 9 o'clock. See you, clerk.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Amanda Hyden, Dana Howard, Michael Jones, Daniel L. Lucas, Bradford L. Lusher, Jared W. Romans, Jason Taylor.
All right, I see Mr. Fricky came back in, you can come up to him. Amanda Hyden, 1327.91 and 1537.74. Still have 2 days community service to do.
Yes, I'm going to get it done this week, this Saturday and next Saturday.
Okay, Mr.
And then-
Cooper's got that down.
I want to make sure that I'm fully paid off.
You are.
Okay, making sure.
Okay. All you got is 2 days of community service left to do. So I'll go out to May the 5th. That gives you plenty of time. Get it done. You don't have to come back.
Okay, thank you.
9 o'clock, May 5th.
Thank you.
Dana Howard. 24-235 is Dana Howard's case. I'm showing just 1 day of community service left.
I believe that is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we've got 7 days to get in before warrant issues.
He did stop and talk to me last week about it, that's why.
Okay. And still hasn't done it?
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Jones, 1535.86, 1511.25, and you've got community service and fines and costs to pay.
Yes, sir. And I plan on finishing up my community service this week. I went Saturday, just had 2 deaths in the family recently, and that's kind of...
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll give you another month. We'll set it for May 5th.
May 5th.
9 o'clock. May 5th, 9 o'clock is your next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Daniel Lucas.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. 24-735 and 736 and 23-1414. Okay, on the 23 case, you just over $125. You worked quite a bit of extra community service,
I plan on doing some more this week as well.
and you turned in quite a bit since this last month. So, okay, good job on that. Mondays or Fridays for your hearing?
Either works fine for me, whatever's easier on you.
May the 9th. May the 9th will be your next hearing.
If I get it all done, I'm
You do
done.
not have to come back and get it all done. That's the purpose of these hearings, to make sure people do what they're ordered to do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Fricky Maparini, is it Fricky?
Yes.
And you've got your certificate of completion, looks very official. January of 2025, we can get a copy of that for the file. And you're going to make a payment on your fines, right? You told
Yes,
me?
sir.
So Mr. Cooper's going to make a copy, he'll return you the original. How much did you say you're going to pay?
20, but I should be able to have it all paid this week.
Okay. I'll set you, yours is a newer case, I'm going to give you more time. Does it matter if it's Mondays or Fridays?
Huh?
Mondays or Fridays for your next hearing?
Whatever's
Doesn't matter.
convenient, it doesn't matter.
May the 19th. If you get it done by then, you don't have to come back. May
Amen.
19th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Go to the clerk's office. Bradford Lusher, 21-31-73. You're Mr. Lusher. The only thing you need to do is the dip score.
Yes, Your Honor.
So get that done and you're finished.
Yes, sir.
Have you looked into doing it, or?
Yes, sir. I contacted Portsmouth, and actually the class, this month's class would have ended yesterday, and that would give me a whole lot of time to get back today. But I contacted Columbus. I thought, I did a motor vehicle report just Wednesday, and I thought I was suspended, but I called Columbus and they said there's nothing holding my license now. And so I just gotta get my eyeglasses because I got astigmatism. And, you know, to look in that thing to see, you know, it's hard to do, but I just gotta get my license back and I'll be able to, as soon as I do that, the money flows. It just nothing flows until.
Okay, well, I'll give you a couple months then before you have to come back.
Cool, thank you.
You get it done, if you get the dip school done, that's all you got left to do.
Yes, yes, sir.
May 30th,
May 30th?
that's your next hearing, May 30th, 9 o'clock.
All righty. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Recall to Sean Cooper, case number TRC 242141 A and B.
Okay, it's acceptable screen. All right, you gotta get busy on this and get some of this stuff done.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you live in Charleston?
I live in Wortland, like Green Oak.
Green, okay, the other direction.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it for a legitimate charitable organization with letterhead.
Okay.
Your community service, you got 30 hours of community service. It's gotta get done, you gotta make payments when you file.
I plan to pay the full $710 right after this.
Okay. All right, we'll put you down for that. I'll set you for May the 9th then also for your review. Okay, May 9th.
At what time?
9 o'clock.
9.
See the clerk to make your payment.
Okay, thank you.
You're up. Jarrett Romans, 23,648. Jarrett Romans. The only thing Mr. Romans has not done is the dip school. Okay, he sent me an undated letter saying that he has not had the funds to do the dip school, but he's not here today. So, the only thing I can do is I'll wait 7 days if we have a lot of people watching on YouTube now. I was told like the other day there were 700 people watching. So if somebody knows Mr. Romans, tell him he's got 7 days to get in here before a warrant will issue. Okay, now what's it say is his next hearing on the court's record on the computer?
It says August 1st, 2025.
Well, there's two dates. There's one that says March 31st, and one says August 1st. So, okay, okay, I'm going to go ahead and set it for August 1st then. There's some confusion about that, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, set it for August 1st for his review hearing. Jason Taylor, 172266. Jason Taylor. This is on an OBI. He hasn't finished, he did his community service, he hasn't paid off his fines and costs. He was at Lawrence County Recovery. So I don't think there's anybody here from Lawrence County Recovery today. So I don't know if he's still there. Okay, he's got 7 days to appear before warrant issues.
Recall Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 222038 A and B.
Okay, what did we find out about Mindy Greaves? Okay, there is. Okay, this says completed mental health community outpatient program. Is that the same as substance use then, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, well, you gotta get you still have a small amount left on your fine. You got your community service to do too.
Yes, Your Honor.
May 9th will be your next hearing. Get it done before then, you don't have to be here. May 9th, 9 o'clock. Ready for arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, we're going to start the arraignments now. Arraignments are the new criminal cases, or for old criminal cases, if you missed something, hearing, and you got a warrant issued, and you want to get that recalled, then you're going to get called with the arraignments. But you need to go check in with the clerk so we'll know you're here. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to remain silent. But if you do make statements, what you say is on the record. So if you admit something about your case, that can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state of Ohio prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter guilty or no contest plea, you're waiving those rights, and you should not do that if you don't understand the proceedings, if you're confused, if you don't know what to do, if you want a trial, if you want a lawyer, any of those things I just mentioned, enter a not guilty plea. That's the safest plea you can enter. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Stephen A. Smith, case number TRC 16-1488 A and B. The argument is on Zoom.
All right. You're Stephen A. Smith?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Smith, it's alleged that you missed a pretrial back in 2016, and Mr. Roger Smith was your lawyer, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's here. Let's get him in the courtroom.
What is it now?
We're going to get your lawyer in the courtroom. He is here today, but he's not in the courtroom.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. He had actually requested to withdraw
Yes, sir.
recently, so. Okay, so I see the entry. Are you still incarcerated?
No, sir. I was released about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Where are you living now?
I'm in Wheeling, West Virginia. It was the only place I could find a home land at the time.
Okay, are you employed?
Yes, sir. I just started. I haven't got my first paycheck yet. I just also got my license last week, so I'm trying to take care of everything I have to get myself on the path to success.
Okay, the case here was an OVI and a driving under suspension. So, Mr. Smith, do you object at all to being reappointed?
No, Judge, be fine.
Okay, I'm going to reappoint Mr. Smith to represent.
Okay.
Let's see, I've got a phone number for you. Is it 526-2728?
Yes, sir.
That's the correct number. I didn't give the area code. So I'm going to give that to Mr. Smith.
681.
I'm sorry?
681 is
Yes,
the,
that's what I have. I'm going to give that to Mr. Smith. You want to approach Mr. Smith?
Yes, Judge.
And I'll just give you the file so you can, after we agree on a date. I'll let you appear by teleconference at least for the next hearing.
okay.
So let's go into April and figure out a date when we can do the next hearing.
That's 4 days, 14, 15, 21, 25.
14 is good. Are you available April 14th, Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
That's a Monday. I'm going to set your hearing for April the 14th at 10 a.m. You can appear by teleconference.
Okay.
Mr. Smith will get in touch with you.
I'll give you a call.
All right, thank you.
I'm withdrawing the warrant.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. would expire 6 months after the completion date, and then it will have to be reset. Talk to him about it, see if he wants it till then, and this one's gonna have to be. Oh, he does, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, get him driving privileges. I'll make it through the end of the month, through the end of the day. I mean, you gotta get reinstated.
State of Ohio versus Brian Mischke, case number TRD 25580.
We'll make it 8:30.
Yes, sir. I'm Brian.
I'm waiting on the clerk to typing something up on another case right now, so
All right.
wait till she gets finished. Okay, this case number 25580. And sir, is it Mitchke, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
And you're Brian?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchke, it's alleged that on March 27th at 1:35 a.m.
Yes, sir.
in Fayette Township, you were driving a vehicle and your license was suspended.
Yes, I didn't realize it was still suspended, sir.
That's a first degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you want to plead to that charge?
I guess no contest because I didn't know it was suspended, sir.
Well, do you remember what I said at the beginning? If you're not sure what to do, and it sounds like you're not sure,
Yeah.
I would suggest you enter a not guilty plea, because you're not even sure your license was suspended, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's enter a not guilty plea.
Yes, sir. Thank you for saying that.
And,
I haven't been in trouble in many years.
okay, well, I'll help you through this.
Thank you.
Do you have a job?
No, sir, I'm retired. I'm a disabled veteran, and I'm 66 years old.
Okay. How much money, I have to ask you how much money you have if I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you. I have to know what your income is. Do you
Well,
get so much
I'm
money?
100% disabled if you know anything about the VA, so I have some money, but I don't have a whole lot.
Well, how much do you get a month?
Pardon me, sir?
How much money do you get a month? I have to determine your gross.
About 30, about 3,000 a month.
2,000?
Yeah. No, about 3, sir. I said 3.
3,000, okay. Do you have any family you have to support out of that money?
No, sir.
Just yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you
I have a lot of debt.
Well, I'm not allowed to consider debt. I'm only allowed to consider the family size and your gross income is what I
Yes,
have
sir.
to figure out.
All right.
So for a single person, you make too much for me to appoint a lawyer.
That's what I thought. I'll have to go find one.
Okay. And you're, I assuming, from what I read here, you're probably a West Virginia licensed driver or have been?
I have been, but I'm moving over here to South Point, sir.
Okay, well, in order to get your new license, you're going to have to
Take care of the West Virginia problem.
straighten out West Virginia, so we need
Yeah.
to start there.
Yeah, I
You
thought I had-
Contact the Division of Motor Vehicles in West Virginia and see what the problem is.
Yes, sir. I took
And
care
try
of
to get that
that.
straightened out. I'll give you some time to try to do that. Maybe you can do it on your own, you don't even need a lawyer.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
it could be a mistake, you know, sometimes mistakes are made.
Glitches in the matrix.
I'm sorry?
I said glitches in the matrix when you pay things in. It was a part of a movie.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
I didn't get the reference. So let's go about a month out and come back and see, give you some time to try to straighten this out.
Yes, sir.
Don't wait until 2 days before your court date.
I
Start
don't
working
plan
on
to.
it now.
I was shocked when I pulled over, sir, and they told me that.
Okay, let's set it for May the 5th.
All right,
May the 5th is going to be your next court date.
9 o'clock.
It'll be at 10 o'clock,
Okay,
and I'm entering a not guilty plea for you.
thank you, sir.
And I'm going to let you sign a $500 signature bond. And what that means is
If I don't show up, I'm in the world.
you owe $500 and you get a warrant. That's the worst part for not showing up. So as long as you show
I'll
up,
be-
you don't have to pay any money. So even if things don't go good, you don't get the answers you want, you still got to show up and ask for more time to try to straighten it out. Don't blow it off. That's the worst thing you can do.
What do I do, sir?
time.
Okay. So start with the DMV in West Virginia and say, I'm told my license is suspended, what's going on, what can I do to reinstate, or is there a problem? Let's say.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Good luck to you.
State of Ohio versus Justin Peck, case number TRD 25-585, A and B.
All right, Justin Peck is here today. You had asked it to be continued to today. And we
Yes,
did
sir.
that, so-
Yeah, I was out of town on Friday.
The state is alleging that on March 27th at 3:53 PM in Union Township, you were driving a vehicle without a driver's license and that you didn't have on a safety belt.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's an unclassified misdemeanor. There's no jail time on that. The most that can happen is that you get a fine and community service. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do on this is, this may seem like a technicality, but it's going to be a technicality in your favor. This is criminal court.
Yes.
This is for traffic. We do traffic cases here, but only the ones that are jailable.
Yeah.
We don't do ones that are non-jailable. So they cited you into the wrong court.
Yeah.
I'm going to dismiss it.
Well,
I'm
thank
going to
you very
dismiss your case because the officer messed up. But that doesn't mean your license is reinstated.
I go Thursday to Lawrence. That's where I was actually headed to, was down to Lawrence County to go do my permit and do my driving test, but I got held up from getting pulled over, and then they closed at 5 o'clock. So I had no chance
So
to
you're
even
going to
get
get another chance to get it squared away.
Thank you.
So I'm dismissing it because they messed up, but it doesn't mean you have a license. You
Yeah.
got to get that taken care of. So it's dismissed. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Tiffany Triplett, case number TRD 25-595, A and B.
And ma'am, you're Tiffany Nicole Triplett.
Yes.
Ms. Triplett, it's alleged that on March 28th at 2:26 p.m., Union Township, you were driving under suspended license and expired plates. Unfortunately for you, on this one, they cited you under the jailable statute. So you're cited under the first-degree misdemeanor driving under suspension statute. So you are in the right court. Carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine on the driving under suspension. The expired plates is a minor misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, Your Honor, my license was suspended under error, and I have all the documentation from Cabell County. I had a citation for expired tags then, and I had resolved it, but they never entered it into the system, so I have this stuff from
Okay,
Cabell
let's show
County.
that to the prosecutor first. They are the ones that file the charges.
Yes, they did dismiss that too. It's on that paper.
That's what this indicates, Your Honor. It says, defendant came in to show new registration that was never entered in the UJA, which I'm assuming is their system.
There's also a paper from the DMV too that's showing that it was never supposed to be suspended against my record.
Okay. Are you willing to nolly it then? Mr.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, nolly means dismiss, ma'am, so it's dismissed, you're free to go.
Okay, thank
Just
you.
make sure that it is of record, because apparently there was a problem.
Yeah, it was really scary. Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Derek M. Maynard, case number TRD 14169.
You're Derek Maynard?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Maynard, it's alleged you missed a review hearing on a case on June 23rd of 2023, and it was a no driver's license.
Yes, sir.
Do you admit or deny that?
Admit.
Do you have an explanation?
For missing the hearing,
Yes.
I was in Lodestar, several living over in Huntington. It was on home confinement, and I started a PRSS classes that week, and honestly, I'd forgot.
Okay, you just owe a fine and court costs is what it looks like. Where are you living now? Are you still in Huntington?
Yes, sir.
You can pay this, or if you can't pay it, I'll let you work it off in community service. How do you want to do it?
I can pay it.
Can you pay it today, or you need time?
How much is it?
I'm showing 180 total. There might be
Yeah.
230, because you had a bench warrant fee too, so it would be $230.
Yeah, I can pay that today.
Okay, see the clerk. What I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and give you another date, but if you pay it off, you don't have to come back. May the 12th for a review hearing, 9 o'clock, but if you pay it today, you're done.
Okay.
See, the clerk is to the right.
I got another question, Your Honor. I just paid off all my fines over in Ohio, West Virginia. Will this keep my suspension? Like, will it, because I know West Virginia, like, it suspends them for 6 months if you got a prior ticket.
We will send it into the Ohio DMV as being paid, so if there is a suspension from them, I think they would lift it and notify
Okay.
West Virginia.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Go see the clerk.
State of Ohio versus Damon Renko, case number CRB 25192.
And you are Damon Renko?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Renko, it's alleged that Fayette Township, March 29, 2025, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to a person with the initials XS. So that means, usually to me, that means they're a minor.
Yeah.
And it's alleged this person is either a member of your family or a member of your household. So that makes it a domestic violence charge. The maximum penalty is 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Are you working?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Well, I'm a dishwasher at Old Charlie's.
Okay, are you paid by the hour then?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
How much per hour?
$12.50 an hour, sir.
How many hours a week do you work?
About 32 to 33.
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel, then I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Entering a not guilty plea. Yes, what's the state's position on protection order?
We're going to ask for a protection order. We're just kind of reviewing things here. It might be that the juvenile that is the alleged victim of this may also have a charge, maybe a cross-filing, we don't know at this point. And it also looks like maybe children's services.
Are they in the same household then, or what's the living arrangement?
They are in the same household, Your Honor.
How are we going to handle that?
I went to the mission this morning and tried to get a bed, but they didn't have no bed available.
He has no place else to stay, Your Honor. He tried to go to the mission this morning. I'm guessing the child's not here.
So this allegedly happened on Saturday?
We will.
The child, oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we'll find out where the child's going to be. We'll find out
Child's
children's
in
services involvement.
jail at the moment.
Well, let's let the prosecutor do a little research on that, talk. You want the court's file to look
Yes.
at, then we'll come back and finalize the terms of bond, and then we're going to come back to the next hearing.
Yes. We'll step outside.
You are.
State of Ohio versus John D. Davis, case number TRD 25589. John D. Davis.
John Davis. It failed to appear.
Your Honor, he was just out front. I just saw him outside, yeah, he's out here, and we go sit down on him.
Yeah, we'll recall it later. Okay, we're going to start the pretrial document.
State of Ohio versus Robert Napier, case number CRD 25177.
Mr. Davis has had a seat. You've already been called over here. We'll get back to you later. All right, this is Mr. Delauder's case.
It is, Your Honor. I've discussed this matter with the prosecutor this morning. It looks like the parties involved have completed a division of their belongings to a large extent, and they're no longer living together. So we believe this may be resolved, but I think the state would like for a little time to pass and maybe to further communicate with the complaining party, which we're agreeable with. So if we could come back on a couple of weeks is fine with me, if it's okay with Mr. Heald, on the 21st or the 28th, or whenever the court has.
We're okay with
Those dates are okay, of course.
Can we do the 28th then, if the state doesn't object?
Well, yeah, we're not to the point where we feel like anything's been resolved, except they've gotten their stuff apparently divided up. So
Right.
that's as far as any resolution has gone. But we're okay with the continuance until, when did you say?
The 28th, if that's okay with everyone.
We're not opposed to that.
All right.
And then, Your Honor, one other thing that we discussed prior to coming into the courtroom today, you had previously issued a restraining order in this case, which is okay, but we need to make sure that the restraining order is clarified so that it doesn't prevent Mr. Napier from being at his home where he lives. I think there was some confusion maybe at a prior hearing I wasn't here for.
Well, I think it was represented that she had left the residence.
Yes.
Yes.
And she is still not there. Mr. Napier was just concerned that maybe he doesn't want her to come back and then for the police to come and make him leave his house. That's all.
She said she wouldn't come back there. She got all her stuff.
Yeah, she got her stuff, and she's told us that she doesn't have any intention of going back there. So if the protection order needs to be modified in some way, maybe you can advise us what you want to say.
Okay. I don't have a
want to
copy.
draft up a supplemental order or something, you can do that.
Okay.
Mr. Heald will agree with it.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
April 28th, 10 o'clock is the next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Zebula Best, case number CRD 25119, A, B, and C.
Mr. Holt's case.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Set for pretrial. Good morning.
Approach owner.
Yes. it's time to get a date. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to come back for another pretrial after review some of the discovery and produce. What's your preference? Hope for the next one?
Would the 14th, would the 14th work, Your Honor? It's a Monday of April.
Does the 14th work for the state?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, next hearing will be April 14, pretrial at 10 o'clock.
When was it?
April 14, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
State of Ohio versus Brandon Lyons, case number CRB 2599. Brandon Lyons.
Mr. Holt's case. Sure. My notes were to be dismissed if the costs were paid and costs have been paid.
Yes, I had, he would not, the defendant would not have to appear if the costs were paid.
Okay, still agreeable with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, case will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Alexis J. Neese, case number PRD 22766, PRD 211431, PRC 191178 through C, PRC 183327, PRD 183892.
Mr. Smith's case. Except for pretrial.
It is, Judge. She was in counseling. I think we'll come back to just see how she's doing and get a report from the counseling center.
Yes, we took her into services this Saturday, Your Honor.
Okay.
So there's not really much to report.
So just, she had been at Bethesda before.
She was.
Yeah.
She went to ODD for detox for 30 days.
Okay. In between. All right, well, let's continue to monitor then, come back and perhaps the month, Mr. Smith.
Judge, I'm here the 25th of April or the 2nd of May.
Okay, April 25th. April 25th will be the next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Amy Tickner, case number CRB 2555. Amy Tickner.
Your Honor, this one has a companion case, Bobby Black.
Okay, Bobby Black also. That's Mr. Roger Smith's case.
Yes, I've got Amy Tickner and Tyler has Bobby Black.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Bobby Black, case number CRB 2556.
Where'd it go?
Huh? There it is.
Judge, this case has several videos, at least 3, and I know the state has not had a chance to look at them yet. They're going to have to come back in a couple of weeks. I have no objection to it.
Okay, April the 14th or after?
I could do the 14th, Judge. They give you enough time, Scott?
Yes.
14th is fine, Judge.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. These cases then are continued to April 14th for another pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Who's in that?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Christy S. Tyndall, case number CRA 25106. Christy S. Tyndall.
This is Roger Smith's case. Pre-trial.
Your Honor, there's a co-defendant, Ryan Bavard.
I have to call that case also. Christy Tyndall.
Judge, she's called the office. I don't know why she's not here. She asked about file discovery, but it's a felony, so I can't.
State of Ohio versus Ryan Bavard, case number CRB 25105.
Judge, it looks like...
Christy Tyndall's case is a felony.
Yeah, so what, it looks like on March 11th, she was at Mahajan Therapeutics. But no, she's outpatient. Never mind. I thought maybe she was inpatient. She got a good report on March 11th, but I don't know why she's not here today.
I have no information about Mr. Bavard either.
They're in the lobby.
They're here?
The speaker's working, he just asked me to have
Oh.
the speaker.
Well,
Ryan Brevard and Christy Tyndall come in the court.
Yes. Yes. Christy Tyndall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone have a pre-trial, next day in courtroom now?
Your Honor, Mr. Bavard's case was filed as a misdemeanor. However, I believe the state intends to take it to the grand jury as a felony. It's a complicity to the theft that Ms. Tyndall's charged with, and Ms. Tyndall's charged as a felon, as an F5, I think, which means a complicity could be filed as an F5 as well. So even though he's been charged as a misdemeanor, I'd like to waive preliminary hearing in order to allow him to keep his bond if the state takes it to the grand jury. I'm not sure if the state would need to make a motion to amend this to a felony, which we would not object to because of the intent to keep his bond.
And I was under the false understanding that he was charged as a felony also, so I have not made that determination yet. If you're willing to allow me a little bit of time to consider.
I am willing to do that, yes.
So what I'd like to be able to do, Your Honors, in both cases, decide whether this can be resolved without taking it to the grand jury. And I'm not there yet, so if we could have a short continuance to allow me to make that decision.
And on Mr. Bavard's behalf, we will waive time constraints to accommodate that.
Mr. Smith?
We'll waive Judge also. She's currently in Mahaj. The last report I had was a couple weeks ago, March 11th. She says she goes weekly. You can take it. They sent a new one today, but I don't have it. But I would ask she bring it. I would ask that she contact Mahaj and have them send that to the court before the next hearing.
And Your Honor, Mr. Bavard is also treating through Mahajan and indicates he believes they sent a report today. They don't usually send anyone to the courthouse, so I don't have anyone to ask, but that's something we can follow up on between now and whatever date the court sets us back here.
All right, it's going to be April 14th or after that.
Let me take a look at my calendar if I may, Your Honor. I'm available the 14th and I'm available the 21st. I'm unavailable the 18th or the 25th.
Could we do the 21st, Judge? The 14th is getting a little bit busy for me, if there's no objection from the state.
21st works for you, Mr. Steiner?
It does, Your Honor.
Hearing no other objection, we'll set both cases for April 21st for pretrial preliminary hearing.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
So here you go.
Sam, we should make sure we get.
Yes, sir.
Make sure we get.
State of Ohio versus James Weber II, case number CRB 24730. James Weber II.
Did you say there's no problems? Has he paid court costs, Judge? This is a 90-day, I don't know if that was the deal, or he was...
He did pay court costs.
He did?
State's willing to dismiss.
Okay, was it did pay costs?
Yes.
Okay, good.
There was a deal.
Okay, it'll be, everything's dismissed, including the...
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Amber D. Goodall, case number CRB 24566. Amber Goodall.
Your Honor, I have a proposed injury, if I may, approach. This is one we discussed in chambers on Friday.
It's going to be a trial when we come back?
Yeah, I believe, well, the state's been having trouble getting hold of the alleged victim. They've left a voicemail, I understand, and she's not called back. I think we're kind of headed that way unless she would call. I mean, I don't mind doing another pretrial.
You want the Goodall, are we continuing it to a pretrial or for another trial date?
I think it'd probably be more efficient to do it, to set it for a pretrial.
Be fine, Judge. I have no, put on at 10 o'clock.
And, let's see, 21st of April then?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Is that the entry that you gave me?
Okay, this case is on the docket for a trial today, right?
Okay. Yes, it was up for noon, and then I have that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I had a conflict. After I scheduled this, then I was told I needed to be there at 2 o'clock.
All right, so Amber Goodall is set for trial today. Agreed to continue to April 21st. Let's set it at 10 for a pretrial.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
I've approved the entry and noted it on the outside of the file jacket.
Thank you. We're ready to go to the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we're on to the jail for some minutes.
State of Ohio versus Matthew A. Bell at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24826A and B. And Jonathan Gibson is on deck.
Okay, Matthew Bell.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. Mr. Bell, I'm Judge Capper. This is your arraignment hearing.
Yeah,
Okay, just hold on. You don't need to say anything. Let me do the talking right now. This is what's called an arraignment. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this allegation beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? Okay, the allegation here is that in case number 24-826, you missed a review hearing January the 13th of this year, 2025, that you were in inpatient and left treatment against medical advice on a possession of drug abuse instrument charge. So there's been a warrant outstanding for you since January, and that's why you're in custody now. Do you understand those things?
yes, sir.
Do you admit or do you deny that you missed your review hearing?
I admit.
Do you have an explanation for leaving treatment and missing your review hearing?
That place that I was sent to, I didn't think it was like a house. It wasn't I didn't think it was a actual facility. So I ended up, I went to OB instead, and I actually
You went to
graduated there. I graduated. I see my stutter. I graduated my this past Friday, the Friday before that I graduated.
Okay. Well, I have a representative from OVP here today, so I'm going to...
Oh, she knows.
Yeah, sorry, Your Honor, I was confused because you said Matthew Bell. Is that your first, we know him as
Matthew A.
Mark.
Bell is what it says on the
We know him as Mark Bell, so I was confused.
You want to, you know, or you need to check to get a report on that?
Well, if this is Mark Bell, he did just recently complete our program. But you're saying Matthew A. Bell.
Yeah, I've got a date of birth. Let me take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yeah, I got, I'm in here under someone else. I'm not in there under who I really am.
Okay. Yeah, this is under Matthew A. Bell with the date of birth that I just sent you. So if you want to check that and get back to me. So I'm going to have her check on that. So are you saying that you use an assumed name on these charges that are pending?
Yeah.
Somebody else assumed your identity?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, yeah. I am who she says I am.
Yeah, I thought so.
I am.
He did, Your Honor. He just recently completed our inpatient treatment. He was there for about 2 months because he was prescribed methadone, and then we sent him to New Life Recovery to continue his treatment. Are you still with New Life?
No, I left Friday right before I got stopped. I left Friday because I went to sign on a house. I found a house and everything. A lease on a house.
So it sounds like there may need to be new charges, Mr.
No, I hope not.
It does sound that way.
Well, you've just admitted to a new crime, assuming a fake identity, so. Let the prosecutor look into that. Can you give me a report on Mark Bell then, a written report? Or
Yeah, we can have one sent over.
All right, we'll recall you, Mr. Bell. Is there actually a Matthew Bell? Is that a real person or is that a fictitious?
Yeah, it's my brother.
Okay.
My younger.
All right, we'll recall you after the state looks into this.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jonathan Gibson at Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 2597, CRB 2598. Clarence E. Rice Jr. is on death.
All right, this is Mr. Smith's case, and it's set, well, it has been set for a bond forfeiture hearing.
Yeah, I believe that Mr. Sowards picked him up Friday afternoon, sent me a text saying that he picked him up.
Yes, he sent me one also. This is a felony and a misdemeanor case, so, and Mr. Sowards did ask to be released on bond. The allegation is that Mr. Gibson had failed to appear February 28th for a preliminary hearing and pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor, a brief history on that. I had called his house, I believe it was either his mother or girlfriend, someone I talked to, and advised me that he was going to the doctor, and that I said he needs to be at court. And I was advised that he'd be on his way. We waited until the court adjourned about 1 p.m. He never showed up. In fact, I talked to her a couple of times saying he'd be there. Since he didn't show up, tried to come Monday. Didn't appear Monday, and I believe we set a bond forfeiture hearing that date for the 24th of March. And then here we are today.
And the underlying charges are, from the outside of the file, there was a felony opinion. It looks like they may be both misdemeanors.
There's a possession charge, 5th-degree felony and theft charge.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, wrong case. I'm sorry, I'm already looking at the next case.
Well, 2597 is
that is it.
a felony for possession of controlled substance. And then there's a theft offense, it looks like. There's some confusion then on that, because I see it filed both ways. The possession is filed, looks like there's a theft offense, 2598.
Correct, Your Honor, that's in one.
That's a Walmart theft offense, it looks like. 2597 is the possession, the felony file. It's what?
It's an F5 in the computer.
Okay, it is 2597.
Correct, yes.
All right, well, what's the state want how do you want to handle this?
Was he supposed to be in treatment somewhere?
Yes, he was supposed to be in treatment, I believe. He was, I'm not sure where he was supposed to go, but he did not go to treatment. He didn't come to his hearing.
Well, I guess from our perspective, if he were to be released again, we would want it to be to treatment, and we would want it to be with a GPS monitor.
Do you want to talk to him about that? You want me to?
Well, are you asking for, is this an OR bond, or are we talking about a GPS?
With the monitoring to treatment.
All right. Mr. Gibson, I think what the state's offering to do with you is you're supposed to go to OVP, and you hadn't done so yet. What he's willing to do is recommend an OR bond, which means a signature bond, but with a GPS monitor. And the judge can advise you, or I guess I could too, what happens if you cut and run on a GPS. But you'd have to go to OVP and start your treatment, and then we can proceed with the case here. I assume they want to leave it here.
We would be able to leave it here unless something, continues to happen. It would require us to take it to the grand jury. But we'd also want the theft charge resolved quickly.
We can do that at the next hearing, but I just want to make sure that you understand that by them saying they're going to leave it here, that means that potentially the felony goes away, whether it's amended to a misdemeanor or just gets dismissed outright, but that depends on you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now I've got to give you my speech about the ankle monitor. And this is serious business. You need to listen to me and listen carefully, because this is no joke. You're charged with a felony. Do you know what the difference between a felony and a misdemeanor is? The difference is, a misdemeanor, you can only go to the county jail if you're convicted. You cannot go to prison. on a misdemeanor. You have one of each. The theft from Walmart is a misdemeanor, so on that, you can only go to the county jail if you're convicted, if that's all you had. You've got a felony possession. You can go to prison on a felony possession. They don't really like sending people with felony possessions to prison because there's so many of them. We can fill the prison system up. So what the state is saying is they're going to give you a chance to go to treatment. You've had one chance and you blew it. This is your last chance. But they're going to up the ante on you because they're going to put a monitor on your ankle, a GPS monitor. So if you decide to leave, as long as the monitor's on you, they know exactly where you are. There's no getting away. They know where you are within a few feet. So it doesn't do any good to leave and have the ankle monitor on. So the only way you can get away and not be immediately caught is to cut the ankle monitor off. Okay? But if you do that, here's the rub. If you cut the ankle monitor off, you're not going to stay in this court. This is the misdemeanor court. They're going to let you stay here. If you complete treatment, they're going to dismiss the felony. That's a pretty good deal. You get clean and you get the felony dismissed. You don't even have it on your records. But if you cut the ankle monitor off, the ankle monitors are put on by adult probation, which is the felony court. Their probation, not my probation. The felony court's probation. They get really steamed when people cut the ankle monitors off because that's about $2,000 that's out the window. So everyone that's done it so far, and I've had a few, I just had the first guy that did it, got out of prison. He was there for 3 years for cutting the ankle monitor off. So you may get a few weeks out. He did it because he wanted to go to a party in Charleston. It must have been a hell of a party because he spent 3 years in prison for cutting the ankle monitor off. And this is no joke. I'm not your mom. I'm not your 7th grade math teacher that tells you stuff they don't really mean. You are going to go to prison if you cut your ankle monitor off. Do you understand that? Now, you're going to tell me I won't do that. Everyone that I say this to says, no, I won't do that. But I've had probably 5 people do it. And every one of them has gone to prison. It's not a joke. So if you're sitting there thinking, Mr. Gibson, I'm really going to be tempted to cut the ankle monitor off, you'd be better off to say, Judge, I don't want to do that. I'll just sit here in the county jail, send me down to the grand jury, and then they can send you to STAR. It won't be as bad as going to prison. It won't be like you're going to a treatment. You're going to go to a treatment facility now you can walk away from anytime you want. If you go to STAR, you're going to be in a lockdown treatment facility. You're going to get treatment, but you don't have a choice. There's going to be fences around you with razor wire on the top. I mean, I guess you could escape, but you really have to work at it to escape. But it's not as bad as prison. You're not going to be in there with the really, really bad people. But that's probably what's going to happen if you don't take this deal. You'll go to STAR. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you say, be honest with yourself and say, look, I can't stay at a treatment facility where I can walk away from. I just won't do it. If you don't think you have the willpower to stay at a facility where you can walk away from, tell me that. I'll respect that. Don't lie to me and say, I'm going to do it, and then wind up going to prison. That's not going to do anybody any good. Am I making myself clear? Well, you tell me. What do you want to do? Do you want to try again with an ankle monitor on this time, or do you just want to say, let me stay in the county jail?
Yeah, I'd love to try with an ankle monitor.
Okay, we're going to put the ankle monitor on, and he's going to, well, I'm not sure OVP is the best place for him since he's already, I think he needs longer term. Okay, so I'm going to refer him to Bethesda. So that's going to, does that change your mind? You're going to be there about 6 months. It's a really good program, and it's a good chance for you to get clean, and that's important. You're a young guy. You're the same age as my youngest child. So, you're still a young guy. You can have a good life if you get clean. If you keep using drugs, one, you're not going to live that long. You're going to die young, and it's not going to be a very good ride. So this is worth thousands of dollars, what you're getting. Take advantage of it, get clean, get a good life, but we know, one thing we know is to get clean, if you had a serious problem, the longer you're in recovery, the better the chances are you're going to stay in recovery. So you probably need at least a 6-month program. 30 days isn't going to get it. That's just a start. Do you agree? Okay. Tell me about your family. What have you got? What have you guys in terms of a family? You got kids? How old? 17 years old? Okay. Wow, she's almost an adult. Well, the best thing you can do for her is to get clean. That's the best gift you can give her. Unfortunately, her attitudes towards substances is probably, well, it's not probably, it is already formed by now. She's 17. But it's not too late to start being a role model, I guess. Let's get clean and show her that you can get clean and stay clean and work and be a contributing member of this community. Okay, so I'm going to set your signature bond at $2,000. I'm going to order that you get a GPS monitor placed and be released to Bethesda. They'll pick you up from the jail. Here's the other thing. You've got to do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it. You know, nothing like, you know, they're going to want you to go to classes. You don't lay in bed and say, I'm not getting up. If you do that, you're going to go to the grand jury and get indicted and maybe go to prison. So you gotta do your part, okay? No barking out orders. I get some people at treatment facilities and they get in and think they're going to bark out orders to the providers as to when they're going to do stuff and how they're going to do it. That ain't going to work. Okay? You understand? And you're going to come back before me periodically and they're going to give me a report as to how you're doing. What I want to see happen is you get good reports every time, and eventually your charge will get dismissed. Get dismissed, you don't have any record of being charged with a felony, and you're clean. That's a win-win for everybody. Because it's a lot easier to get a job when you don't have a felony on your record. Okay, so we know what we're going to do. Let's get him. We'll have to have Mr. Cooper, your contact adult probation, get a GPS monitor placed. And then let's come back maybe in a couple weeks or so to see how he's doing at Bethesda.
We just set one previously on the 14th.
That's good. Okay. I'm going to see you on April 14th. That's 2 weeks. And you're going to give me a report. In fact, Taylor from Bethesda will text me tomorrow. If you mess up really bad, she'll call me or text me tomorrow. I mean, I've ordered the police to go, the sheriff to go out there and pick people up from their facility, have I not? And take them out of the facility straight to the jail. So, mind your P's and Q's, do what you're supposed to. We'll see you in 2 weeks for a review.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Clarence C. White Jr., Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 25191, and Jillian Sloan is on deck.
Clarence Rife, there we are. Clarence Rife Jr., that's you, sir?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rife, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is an arraignment hearing for you. The allegation for you is that there's a warrant for your arrest out of state in Cabell County, West Virginia, that you have a right on an embezzlement charge is the charge, so it's a felony in West Virginia. You have a right to an extradition hearing in this court. That's a hearing to determine if you are the Clarence E. Rife Jr. that's being sought in West Virginia, and if there's a good reason to send you to that jurisdiction on this charge. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. and to have that hearing to make the state produce what's called a governor's warrant for your arrest. You can waive extradition, and what that means is if you waive extradition, then you agree, you're not admitting that you're guilty, but you're saying, yeah, I'm the person they want, and I want to go to West Virginia and face these charges. If you do that, I'm going to, well, first I'll set a bond. If you can post it, I'll let you go turn yourself in. If you can't post it, I'll order West Virginia authorities to come get you, and I'll give them a reasonable time frame in which they have to come pick you up from the jail. So how do you want to proceed? Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you here in this court?
No.
You want to waive extradition?
Yes.
Okay. Does the state take any position on the, well, Mr. Hill's not even. It doesn't say on the warrant what kind of bond they request. So I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 cash or surety. Is that a bond you think you could post? Do you understand how the bond works?
Not really, no.
Well, let me explain it to you. If you've got $5,000 in cash, you or you can have somebody bring it to the clerk's office and file it, and then you'll be released with an order to go turn yourself in Cabell County. Once you do that, we get word back that the warrant's been withdrawn, you showed up in Cabell County, the entire $5,000 will be returned. If you can't come up with $5,000, you can hire a bail bondsman. And usually it's going to cost you 10%. So $500, you pay the bail bondsman, they guarantee your appearance in Cabell County, and then you'll get released with the same order that you go turn yourself in. Usually I'll give you a week to go turn yourself in. If you do it, then you're good, and the bond is released. If you don't go turn yourself in, then the bail bondsman would have to pay the court $5,000. And the one that does the most bonds here, he does not like to pay $5,000. So what's he going to do? He's going to come hunt you down, throw you in a car, and take you to the jail because you didn't show up and do what you said you were going to do. So that's the way that works. So you think you can post a bond?
I think so.
Okay. So how much time do you need to do that?
Just enough time for a phone call.
So here's the way I think the best way to make it work is, we'll have the bail bondsman, he's pretty responsive. One of the bailiffs here will contact him and say, you're in the jail, you want to talk to him about posting bond, then I would say within a few hours, he's going to get in touch with you about posting the bond. If you need to get in touch with other people, you can give him the phone numbers or contact information about getting the bond set up. And then once he files the bond, then I'm going to order you released, and I'll order you to turn yourself in Cabell County before next Monday. So that's the 7th.
Okay.
So you got a week to get over there, and they'll withdraw the warrant once you've shown up. So go show up in Cabell County and get the warrant withdrawn, or if for some reason you're hindered from, you can't possibly get to Cabell County. I don't know, I mean, it's like a good driver, you can hit a driver from here to Cabell County, so it's not very far from here. So if you can get here, you can get to Cabell County. But anyway, for some reason you can't get to Cabell County, then you got to show up in this court on April the 7th and explain to me why you could not possibly get to Cabell County by April the 7th. Or I'm going to release the hounds, as I say. If you post it with Mr. Sowers, I'm going to say, go get him. And he, 99 out of 100 times, he gets the people that he's after.
Right.
So, just do what you're supposed to. Go turn yourself in, and it'll all be good. So, your hearing here is going to be April the 7th at 10 o'clock. So, get to Cabell County and get the bond, or get the warrant withdrawn before then. And I'm going to send down a waiver of extradition for you to sign that says you don't want an extradition here and you agree to go to Cabell County. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, that's fine.
Okay, you should hear from Mr. Soward shortly.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Joey Sloan at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 20-938.
All right, sir, are you Joey Sloan?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sloan, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. The allegation against you is that you failed to appear for a review hearing on a conviction for theft back in 2021, on October the 8th, 2021. Got a warrant issued because of it, and it looks like you got picked up on the warrant. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Do you admit or do you deny that you failed to appear for your review hearing?
I was sent to prison, actually. I was on my way to Mansfield at the time.
When did you get released?
2022. I did 12 months, I did 9 months in Mansfield, 3 months at CPCS.
Where are you living now?
At Yada County, Patriot.
Okay. Do you have other charges other than this warrant for failure to appear?
No.
Okay. How'd you get picked up?
Just ID check.
How long you been in jail?
4 or 5 days.
You were in Gallia County first and then got transferred down here?
Yes.
Okay. This was a Walmart theft offense?
Yes.
Okay, well, on your sentence, you did not get community service for some reason. So I'm going to, 4 or 5 days is enough for, it was looked like a hammer and can of WD-40, so we'll say that washes it out. So your case is completed by jail time.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all we can do with Lawrence County Jail for right now.
Okay, we will have to go back to the jail for some follow-ups, but we're finished with them for now. We're back here for hearings in the courtroom.
State of Ohio versus Michael Gearhart, case number CRB 24-474, A and B. Mr. Nipp's case.
All right, this is Mr. Nipp's case, set for pretrial.
Permission to pretrial.
Yes. This is adult.
The jail just said that they are contacting Colgrove to get the appropriate charges that they should be charged and hired to. Or, I think, yes, with that.
So he's really Mark, he's not Matthew.
It is Mark. gave Matthew his brother's names.
So I'll have to ask the judge when he's ready for a call.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so if he's lying down there, he'll be charged.
Yeah, jail was going to contact Chief Murphy, and he's getting charges ready. Okay. And he's going to charge it with iron toe. Yeah, because of Congo, right.
All right, there's been an agreement to continue this case to May 27th. There's civil matters going on that are interrelated to this, so we'll go out and it continues to May 27th.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Cadillo, case number CRB 24-615, CRB 24-510.
Mr. Stratton's case.
Things going well? Yeah, that was a job.
What did you?
Yes, Your Honor, I have 2 letters of progress here. So he's been compliant with everything.
Okay. They're saying he just needs basically maintenance care at this point.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, what's the state's, we got a violation of protection order, is the 615 case, or are they both protection order cases? Assault, I think one of them's an assault. I believe,
So the first charge was the assault, 24 CRB 510, and that's where I think that Mr. Cadillo started his treatment, because we made an agreement that if he was compliant and there were no further problems, that we would agree to a dismissal with costs at a later date. And then we had the violation of protection order charge, but there's some issues with that charge that it's not the worst form of the offense, so to speak. And I don't know whether he's reached a level of compliance and completion at this point that they would be recommending that the treatment is completed, or whether he still has work to do.
Just maintenance.
Yeah, you can't necessarily complete outpatient, but he has remained compliant. So basically, technically he has completed, but he'll continue going on his own.
Yeah,
voluntarily from this point.
So, that being said, if he would pay court costs, we would agree to a dismissal of the charges today.
You played
Yes.
I did get a second job because the IOP, my insurance don't cover it. I have to pay co-pays. So I got a $2,000 bill I got to pay for OOP. Is there a way I can make payments?
Because I owe $2,000 to OOP, that I'm making payments on $80 every 2 weeks. And I got a second job, even I can make payments, if that's possible.
Is that right? Okay. Well, I think under the circumstances, since he's going to owe OVP a large amount of money, we probably could not request the payment of court costs.
Right. Cases would be nollied without cost. So he's dismissed, sir.
All right, you're done.
Cases are completed.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Terry Krantz, case number CRB 25-150.
Mr. Steyer's case. Second approved.
And there is a co-defendant on this, represented by Mr. Morford, Michael Murphy.
Michael Murphy.
State of Ohio versus Michael Murphy, case number CRB 25-151.
And Your Honor, these are cross complainants. The state has raised the possibility of a 90-day continuance on this case. That may be the route we eventually take. But at the moment, there are a couple issues that are more pressing. One is that Ms. Krantz has Mr. Murphy's dog living with her. She's allergic to the dog and needs to get it out of her house. But I advised her that with the protective order in place, she's not allowed to do anything to dispose of any of his property. And so she's been stuck with the dog up to this point. We need to address that today. So I don't know if Mr. Murphy has any thoughts on where the dog might go, but she can't continue to have it in her house when she's allergic.
We're going to coordinate with the sister-in-law, have it picked up.
That's acceptable. That takes care of that issue. The other issue is that Mr. Murphy, I don't know if he actually even has the phone at this point, but that there is a phone that is not just the service, but also the payments for the phone itself are on her phone bill. The phone's a $1,000 phone, and she can't afford to continue to pay for it. I don't know if there's a practical solution to that, though, because I think to some degree that's a contract matter between her and AT&T or Sprint or whoever it is. But she does not, again, I've told her she can't stop paying for the phone with a protective order in place until we've addressed it in court.
We can coordinate with the sister-in-law to get the phone back to her. He's not able to work, so I wouldn't understand how he'd be able to pay for that right now.
And then if she can make her decision on how to deal with it from that point.
So he agrees to surrender the phone to her?
Yes.
Okay.
And
she can try to surrender it to the service,
right,
but they probably are going to say you still have to pay for it.
Right, and that's something she'll have to deal with through the service, but at least we don't want to have it be also an issue of a protective order.
Okay.
So just wanted to raise those issues here today.
Anything else?
I don't know if the question of the 90-day continuance, I've discussed that with Ms. Krantz. I don't know if Mr. Morford got that same offer this morning or not. Okay, if you want to talk to Phil, is that the same?
Yes.
So we would be agreeable to that. I would ask that we not, can't speak for Mr. Murphy, of course, but I don't think court costs would be proper, and as I've discussed the matter with Mr. Heald, I feel like she's sort of been dragged into this situation, but he can make a determination on whether he's going to seek costs or not.
What's the state's position on that?
Well, I think it would be appropriate for one court cost to be paid.
My guy doesn't have any income, Bill.
I mean, if we could get maybe some time where he could get a job, and I don't see that being a problem. He's been an exceptional client, and we would work with him until then if we could get some time.
Okay.
Well, that's going to stay in place at least as long as the case is active. I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes. Okay. So, if you look at a date about 90 days out, that would put us into, I guess, June, July.
June 30th?
I'm available June 30th, Your Honor.
So Mr. Murphy's gonna pay the courthouse then?
Yeah, we wouldn't be opposed to that. He doesn't get to work for at least 126 days, so if we could have some time.
Sure. She's taking care of the cell phone, so I think that's fair. Okay, next hearing for both is June 30th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, well, they're going back to jail.
Back to
Now.
jail.
State of Ohio recalls Mark Bell, also known as Matthew Bell. 24-26
Okay, so it looks like we went to OVP February 12th. It says left care, does that mean he graduated or didn't graduate?
He did graduate. He actually was extended in our program for over the 30 days, waiting on placement. And he done
So it's my
really,
understanding that the misidentification took place to the Cold Grove Police Department, and they're going to file a charge on that in our municipal court.
That's correct.
So, and there's still, on this charge, is going to, do you want to amend the name on the complaint and the judgment entry to Mark Bell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to amend it to Mark Bell. And that is date of birth of December 29, 88. So you ratted out your little brother because he was younger than you.
Or will we, not stated for the record, but will we have his social security number to amend this to for the court record?
We need to get that. So,
I'll let him have it, let him have it here.
okay, the jail can send it to.
Yes.
We can't issue warrants.
Since you got a new charge coming, what I'm going to do then on your failure to appear before,
Okay.
I'm going to set a bond now. I'm going to set it at $2,500, cash or surety.
I have 170 here on me.
Well, that's not, I don't think that's going to be enough.
I know, I was just throwing that out there, I wasn't worried. Because I don't know who to follow contact.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to get served with new charges. It's going to be in a different court. It's going to be in the Arraignments Municipal Court. Then you're going to go to that court, get arraigned. We'll probably enter a not guilty plea, appoint counsel for you. You haven't been working, have you?
No, I just waited.
You can get a lawyer on that. But to give that some time to play out, and this is a pretty bad thing that you did.
I know.
So that's why I'm setting the cash or surety bond now. I'll set your next review hearing with this court.
So what's that, I gotta have the whole 2,500?
If you got $2,500, you can post it with the clerk and you get out. If you don't have that, you can pay a bail bondsman, and usually it's 10% of $2,500, and then they have to pay the $2,500 if you don't show up. So, but you're gonna have to, you got another case coming too, you're gonna have to deal with, so I'll set your neck just to give time to get this done and figure out what's going on. I wonder how long it'll take Cold Grove to file their charges. Any idea on?
Could be right now, or I just don't know.
Okay.
They were speaking to the chief. when I called.
Well, let's put it on the docket for the 11th of April. So if you get out of jail, you gotta get to the court in Chesapeake on April the 11th at 10 o'clock for your next hearing. If you're not out of jail, I'll see you just like this on teleconference.
Okay.
Okay, and that'll be for actually review hearing, April 11th for a review hearing. And it should be at 9 o'clock, I said 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, April the 11th.
Take care, Mark. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes up at the jail. Back to hearings here at the court.
State of Ohio versus Amber Sloan, case number CRB 24729. Mr. Steyer's case.
It's Mr. Steyer's case set for pretrial. Need Mr. Steyer in the courtroom.
Sorry, Your Honor, I stepped out when you went back to the jail. I apologize. Your Honor, we got an offer from the state this morning. I communicated that to Ms. Sloan. She has some employment-related concerns that she wants to look into with that offer, so we'd like to ask for one more pretrial if we could. I think you said you were setting things after the 14th. That would be...
14th or after.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in June here. 14th would, what, does Monday or Friday matter to you?
I can on the 14th.
Can't on the she can't do the 14th, but I'm here the 21st. Would that work, Your Honor?
Yes. April 21st will be the next hearing. Pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus routine for means. Viking routine for means, case number CRB 24731. Mr. Morgan's case.
This was a case that was going to be dismissed if there was no further problems and no costs were required. So the state's still willing to, that's my news.
Is that how you pronounce it, Brittany? It's not Brittany. Okay. Yes, Your Honor, we had agreed to do that. It was a cross-filing case, and the case against the other person, James Weber, was the victim in this case. We dismissed it some time ago.
Okay, this case is dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
It's 24/7/31.
That's good.
State of Ohio versus Robert E. Hensley, case number CRB 23324, CRA 21345, CRB 21346, CRB 21222, CRB 21114 A and B, CRB 21115 A and B.
All right, Mr. Hensley is represented by Mr. Morford, set for pretrial today. He's at Southern Hope. And he's been working at the animal shelter in Yankton. I got a glowing report on that. So,
Your Honor, he's not at Southern Hope by handed.
oh, okay. He has been at Southern Hope.
He has been until the 27th. And aggressive and threatening behavior.
I slammed my bedroom door.
Okay, got a report from Pat that is good.
I got An
Was
acceptance
he
letter.
referred, someone, it says was referred out in lieu of discharge, where was he?
I wrote that. It's on the other papers, I believe, New Life Sober Living in West Virginia.
Newness of life.
Newness of life.
Yeah. I got the acceptance letter right here, Your Honor. I go there today at 6 o'clock. It's closer to work too.
So you're gonna have to pay for this yourself.
Yeah, it's weekly.
Okay, what's the state's position?
Well, he's been accepted into a program, and we want to encourage him to continue.
Mr. Morford?
I'll echo Mr. Hill's sentiments, Judge. He's trying and he's paying for treatment out of his pocket, so.
I got $100 to pay on my fines today too.
Okay, I'll allow the transfer. I want you to continue with PATH. I think that's needed.
Yeah, for sure.
And no more mess ups. Let's keep a clean record. You're doing good at your work. Stay clean.
Definitely.
And let's see you back pretty soon because we'll go to the transition. How about the 18th, Mr. Morford, you vote?
Yes, Judge.
April the 18th will be your next hearing.
Good, thank you, Your Honor.
And we need a report from your new facility then as to how you're doing.
Yes, sir.
April 18th, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Julia Hill, case number CRB 24-522.
Okay, my notes were this would be dismissed today if there had been no further problems without cause.
Mr. Ashworth has no problem with that, Judge. I talked with him earlier today.
Okay. Case will be dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Erica Mays, case number CRB 2563. Erica Mays.
My notes on this, it would be dismissed today if there had been no further problems. States agree with that?
Yes. No.
All right, ma'am. Didn't say anything about costs, I'm going to dismiss it without costs. You're free to go.
State of Ohio versus Mariah Nikoloff, case number CRB 2562.
I think this was the same thing. I
Yeah.
Say agree.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, be dismissed, there's been no further problems reported, so the case is dismissed without cost.
All right.
You're free to go.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls John D. Davis, case number TRD 25589. John D. Davis.
Okay, this is for arraignment. And you're John Davis?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, it's alleged on March 27th at 10:59, p.m. in Union Township. You were driving a vehicle with a suspended license. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
No contest.
No contest means you don't want to fight it, you're not admitting it's true, but you're not denying it either, you agree you can be found guilty if I think the state possesses sufficient evidence to convict you. So usually 99 times out of 100 is going to lead to a guilty plea. So,
Right.
do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've got your driving record in the file. Let's see if I've got a statement from the officer. That's I don't see one. Does the state have a report?
No.
One thing I've got is the driving record.
Yeah, we don't have any more than, actually, I don't know that we have anything at all at this moment. What we would normally have is the same as in the court file.
Well, I can't make a determination on a no contest plea without some evidence, so I'm not going to accept a no contest plea because there's no evidence here for me to, the only thing I have is your driving record. I don't know why you were pulled over or how you were pulled over, so there's no proof of what the probable cause was for the stop. So I'm going to keep it as a not guilty plea. You want me to just set it for trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you. Actually, you have a right to have an attorney on this since it's filed as a first degree misdemeanor. You could have a lawyer appointed to represent you. Do you understand that? Do you want to be considered for a court appointed lawyer?
If it's necessary.
Well, the state could ask for you to go to jail for 6 months, so I think that's pretty important.
Right. Yeah, I'd much rather have a court appointer or whatever.
Do you have a job?
No, not at the moment.
You don't have any income right now? Okay. Mr. Morford, if he's still here.
They don't give us a copy, do they?
Mr. Morford, this is John Davis. He's got a first degree misdemeanor driving under suspension. I'm appointing you to represent him. My guilty plea has been entered. He can sign a $1,000 signature bond. Let's put it off for about a month to let you figure out what needs to happen on this. I don't have a report in the file showing the reason for the stop. That's been happening, used to that never happened, and that's been happening quite a bit lately. Thanks. How about the 21st of April?
That's good here, Judge.
Okay, April 21st will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Be a pre-trial.
State of Ohio recalls Damon Rinko, case number CRB 25192.
Your Honor, this was...
Okay, this is one we're going to recall for bond issue, living arrangements, that sort of thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
This case is pending before juvenile court this morning. I understand that the children have prior issues with children's services, so
I've contacted Children's Services, the director of the Children's Services Division, and this was not something that was on her radar. Now, it's just happened, and she was not in the office this morning. They may have a report, they may have actually done something, but she's going to report back to me about that. There apparently is a little bit of a history in the family of Children's Services involvement and unruliness among the children, but I don't know any more than that, whether that child is in the home now or not, or being placed at the juvenile center. So I don't have much more information than I had before.
Do you think we can get more information shortly, or?
She's going to check back with me. She said as soon as she gets back to the office. So I assume that means this morning.
Okay, let's recall it now.
all right.
Okay. Mr. Rinko, just stay here at the court. We'll recall it later in the docket.
Yes, sir. State of Ohio versus Dylan M. Sloan, case number CRB 249676. Your Honor, this was originally set for trial.
Yes.
Okay, this is Mr. Stratton's case. It's on the trial docket today. It's not going to be a trial.
We have a little bit of a restitution issue. Just one second, Your Honor.
Okay.
This was 9/14/13, which is listed in the discovery for 209 times. So it would be the suspended time, no trial.
Alex, maybe?
And just one second.
I didn't.
Did you see an average value of
The restitution.
it?
It's in here somewhere.
Right, next page, I think. Or somewhere down, the next one. There it is.
That's not what he told me.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about it is that, what he,
I
He had to purchase one.
I can explain the difference. The difference between what he gives is for an iPhone 14 Pro. This in the police report talks about an iPhone 13. The value of an iPhone 13 is $299, not $999.
so
This is for this new
it's
one.
not to buy a new one, it's to
Well, I think
replace
he
it.
told me that was the one, that's what, I don't know.
He's supposed to be here at noon, and we have an issue about what the restitution should be.
Okay, we'll recall it when the complaint party is here.
State of Ohio versus Martin H. Vinegar, case number CRA 24633.
Mr. Holt. This is Mr. Holt's case.
Yes.
Yes. Get a report from RRS.
That's super.
So, Your Honor, I think we're a little bit more than 6 months in.
How's the state want to proceed on this?
Well, we'd like to see, I didn't get a chance to really see the. completed? Well, so I guess that what the question that's been posed to me is if he's got a sufficient amount of completion of the program and recovery in order for us to follow through with the dismissal of the charge.
It varies. Yeah, that's on his counsel we'll be working with him with.
So I don't know what the agency's impression of it is.
I've been there 5.5 months or so. I can talk to his counselor and find out how much more time they think that he needs up there.
We'd just like to see if he's really, he's done
Let's
very
go a
well.
couple months out then and see if we can get a completion letter.
Completion letter next time.
His reports have been good.
Yes, the entire time.
So end of May, what's your schedule?
Monday. Mondays are better for you. Yeah. Would the 19th work, Your Honor?
Yes.
It's May 19th, that's a Monday. Okay.
May 19th will be Mr. Binnicker's next hearing. We'll look then perhaps to finish things.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job so far.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Christian, case number CRA 2535-36.
Your Honor, we were last here a couple of weeks ago, I believe on the 12th. Just a little to reiterate what's been going on here. He was, Mr. Christian appeared here and then was held on a warrant from Kentucky. No. Since that time, I believe it's about at least 2 months ago, I think, he's been incarcerated in Kentucky. He had a probation violation, or actually a contempt, in Boyd County that he was sentenced to 45 days on. I just spoke to him this morning, and he's in the Greenup County Jail. He served the 45 days jail. Then he was ordered to complete residential treatment, which he has been informed is 6 months to a year. Greenup County, he has, I believe, pretty much the equivalent to an F5, maybe an F4, on a, it's drug related, but it was a theft charge. He is going to court on April 9th, and his attorneys, he's under the impression, he has two different attorneys, one in Kentucky, or excuse me, one in Boyd, one in Greenup. They believe that Greenup is going to issue a concurrent sentence, and he will go to either Genesis or ARC after the 9th. They said it's a minimum of 6 months. So that's, I think that was the information that we were looking for last time we were here. We talked about potentially nulling this if the state ever wanted to refile. They would obviously have that opportunity for some period of time. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Mr. Field, but he said the only other thing that will happen is he would have a short prison sentence if he doesn't do the rehab.
If he doesn't?
If he doesn't, but he's anticipating that he will get the residential rehab as a sentence.
And where's he going to rehab?
They said either Genesis or ARC. I'm not familiar with Genesis. I know ARC's, I assume they're still functioning over there.
Genesis is a recovery Kentucky program based off the Hill place in Louisville, Kentucky, that is in Gracie, Kentucky. It's a 6 to 9 month long-term program, one of the best programs in the state.
Thank you.
So, I guess I'm a little conflicted as to whether it's better to track his treatment in Kentucky and then dismiss it at a later date, or just go on the assumption that he is doing that. He's got 2 other courts that are monitoring him.
And I believe at a felony level. So if he violates, he's going to go to prison.
I think it's okay to go ahead and nullify this charge.
Charges will be nullified since he's in the Kentucky system and it's going to go through the period.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus David Christian, case number CRA 25108, CRA 25109, CRB 25109.
Tyler's in this case, on your hearing.
Gotta have How much were you supposed to pay? It's, I think it was 2,200. What do you have today?
Yeah, too. I can pay, I'll pay the rest within no time. It's just, I just got a house fire the past 2 weeks. It burnt my house halfway down, no insurance. I just need a couple, I just need a couple.
You'll owe 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make a payment.
All right, well, we're not gonna draw this out too long.
No, but I don't want to.
It can't be $200 a month. It's gotta be.
No, I wouldn't. I haven't paid off within a month.
Come back in 30 days and have it paid off hopefully.
It will be. Promise you. I got a bunch of cars I can sell. I work out of town, so.
Yeah, he's working on paying a restitution amount. Your Honor, he's going to make a payment today of 200, but he'll still owe approximately 2,000. He's asking for a 30-day continuous week waive time, so he can.
He's gonna pay that to the clerk.
He's going to pay that to the clerk. He tried to pay before the hearing, but they said they need something.
Okay. I'll make an order that 2,000 is 2,000?
It's 2,200 is the total amount. He's going to pay 200 today, but he just had a house fire, so he doesn't have insurance on that, so he's paying out of pocket. So he'd pay the remaining 2,000, he said, within 30 days.
Okay, so it's 2,200 total.
Yes.
200 to be paid today, so we need an entry to that effect. Clerks to accept it. Who's that? We got the name of who that's going to.
Yeah, it's Shauna Jenkins. Kyle and Shauna Jenkins.
Not just put him, and that's husband and wife. Kyle Jenkins, probably, because that's what's on that charge.
And you said needs a month to pay off the balance?
Yes, Your Honor.
May 2nd?
That works fine.
Next hearing will be May 2nd.
Thank you, sir.
That's totally wrong.
State of Ohio versus James DeMint, case number CRA 24786, CRB 24787 A and B, CRB 24635, CRA 24290, PRD 231859 A and B.
That's correct. Deputy Frank was totally wrong. He said he voted on iPhone 16. I read that. He's gonna get his documents. The guy's gonna plead. And then we'll come back for restitution.
Okay, Mr. DeMint has been at the counseling center.
Yes, Your Honor. He completed services with us and transferred to our RSS, I believe it was the 3rd of this month. 10th? 10th, sorry.
this Versadi? What's that substance? I'm not familiar with that.
Brixadi shot is something like the Sublocade.
That's a new one on me. Is that something new or?
Yeah, it is fairly new now.
Well, a little concerned reading here that he missed some sessions.
No, I don't know. There was a week that you wasn't compliant with services or something like that. It shows me maybe it was the first week.
Yeah. It was one Saturday I missed, yeah.
There was 2 group sessions that I missed.
So what's the explanation on that?
I felt like I done them, but, I mean, if they say I didn't, I didn't. I mean, it was just...
First sentence of the third paragraph, Mr. Dement was non-compliant for the reporting week.
It was my
March
first
16th
one.
through March 22nd, due to missing both group sessions.
Thought I would do something when he's going to try to get your mental health medication.
Yeah, that was all big. See, I had trouble with transferring my medications from TCC to RRS. They had just, they wanted to do a mental health evaluation and instead of just taking the transferred medications. And I don't know what happened, but I felt like I'd done them, but I think I didn't remember missing 3 because the one assessment was my first one.
It says 2, did you miss 2?
Well, if I did, I'll take it. But this past week, I done 3.
Is he considered compliant now?
Yeah, he is considered compliant now, yeah. Last week he made all of the services.
It was just I felt like when I went down to TCC for my assessment, I felt like that counted for 1. I wasn't thinking wrong there. But I did get my medication lined out. I'm going to continue seeing TCC for that. I did, but it was easier to do that because I was getting manic on that, from that medicine I was on, and which is Lexapro. I went 4 days without it.
What's the state's position?
Yeah.
Well, as long as he's still able to receive the counseling and hasn't been dismissed from the program, we want him to continue. Hopefully, he doesn't have these rough patches and he's able to complete. We've got a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it from the RS.
May 2nd?
That's fine, Ron.
Absolutely, yeah.
Next hearing will be May 2nd.
Perfection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Thomas W. Ward II, case number CRA 25-121, CRB 25-122, and B, CRB 24-719. Your Honor, set for sentencing.
Mr. Steyer, you said counsel.
Next hearing.
Okay, looks like a good start.
Doing really well so far, Your Honor. You're adjusting really well.
It's by far the best treatment I've been in so far. I love it, though.
Good. Let's keep it going then.
Yes, sir.
What sort of a time frame are you looking at, Your Honor?
Month roughly.
I have a trial on the 28th of April, so we could either go a little shorter or a little longer, whichever the court prefers.
I'd say May.
Okay, May 2nd I'm available and on the docket.
May 2nd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job.
Good start,
Thank you.
Mr. Ward. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
State of Ohio versus Elson Childers, case number TRD 25107, A, B, and C. PRC 23629, A, B, and C. Elson Childers.
So he pled. Yeah.
Elson Childers.
Your Honor, he was here earlier, I saw him.
Elson Childers.
Childers?
Yeah, Childers.
Elson Childers. Elson?
He may be in the restroom, Your Honor. He hasn't been here all day.
Okay, we'll come back to that one
State of Ohio versus Donald R. Waddle, case number TRD 221371. Donald Waddle.
then. Waddle. Set presents.
Donald Waddle.
Is a bond up with Mr.
Donald
Sauer.
Waddle.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Waddle was not at community services or
Yeah. He's posted a bond recently with Mr. Sowers, so we sent him a copy of the bond, telling him he wasn't here today.
For the record, Your Honor, he was ordered on February 8th. Community service need has not been issued.
Yeah. So let's set a bond forfeiture in about 3 weeks out. So that'd be the 21st. April 21st for a bond forfeiture. Bench warrant issued today. I've notified Mr. Sowers.
State of Ohio recalls Dylan M. Sloan, case number CRB 24676.
Your Honor, we've got this matter settled. Mr. Sloan's going to agree to pay the restitution on the iPhone of $999 and pay court costs. And when we come back, he's going to try to pay as much of that as possible before we come back. And then when that is paid, the state's going to dismiss the case.
Okay, so it'll be $999 restitution plus cost, which would be $150, I think, unless there's some sheriff fees.
There are sheriff's fees, Your Honor, since it was set for a trial without your service fees, and then there's court-appointed counsel fee.
Okay, so do we have a total?
$49.64 is what's currently on here, but I don't.
Plus 125 plus 25, is that 49.64 including 25 assigned counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let the court do the math on that, you know.
It looks like it's going to be about $175. $174.64 is what I'm coming up with, would be the court cost.
He is not working right now, Your Honor, so he will attempt to pay as much as possible before the next court date, but with understanding that he will be paying on it until it's paid in full.
All right, so, State, anything you want to say on that?
Well, we understand it's going to take him a little bit of time to come up with this money, but this can't be a drag it out for a year kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it won't be. So if we'll set it about a month, Your Honor.
Okay.
May 21st and 28th are not good.
May 2nd or 9th?
May 2nd is fine.
May 2nd, it'll be for sentencing. 10 o'clock for sentencing.
Okay. All right, just try to get as much as possible. Okay.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus John Sullivan, case number CRB 24779.
Attorney Fowler Smith's case.
You hear anything yet?
Yes. Municipal services case. This and his brother are also charged with so, well, I don't know what I answer so with this case to set it until we figure out what's going on.
We'll come back Friday on it?
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. As far as
Earlier, and I was trying to.
I just don't know.
Do we know the Friday on it?
He knows. Yeah, but what's going to happen? And you guys said they didn't have.
Well, there'll be no contact order issued out.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make it as short as possible.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Not a no contact.
Do you want to do TPO now, or just no contact order?
TPO.
I think, my understanding is that the state is going to move to dismiss this case. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And Your Honor, I had a long conversation with the alleged victim in this matter the other day, Mr. Cottrell, and this young fellow is his daughter's, at least at the time, significant other. And I don't know what their status is now, but apparently Mr. Sullivan has moved back to Columbus, and the daughter's living in Hillsborough, and he's satisfied that that was his chief concern. And so we don't have an opposition to a dismissal at this time.
Case will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can take it from here and fill it out. I'll get here in a couple minutes.
State of Ohio versus Anthony P. Gianmarco, case number CRB 24724.
From last Friday, they approached me and said they're having some issues with Mr. Gianmarco, and I told them to bring him to court today. One of them is he's banned from Walmart. He's been to Walmart at least twice. Through his probation.
Okay.
I've yet to file a probation violation on him, but I think there were some other issues too going on.
Just blatant disregard of rules at times. Mr. Gianmarco is a good guy with a bad attitude. He eventually gets to admitting that he knows what he did was wrong, yet continues the same behavior. Has some issues with the staff at his house, buying and selling goods from other clients. Just self-will run riot, and we thought something could be done to try to get through to him or change his attitude.
What say you?
He's not wrong. I've been, there's been some bones in the road, but
like me and my counselor was talking the other day, and I see the behavior now, you know what I mean, and before I didn't. And I really, really enjoy this place, and they really helped me get a job. I was at Roosters, I'm going to college. Like, there's a lot of good things in my life because of Southern Hope, and I love it there. And I will do anything I can. If that behavior in mind, I know now, and I'm doing everything I can. I won't even make a move without my house manager's permission. You know what I mean? So I'm trying my best to make up for that behavior.
If I may, I've known Mr. Gianmarco for a while. I've had him in jail when I was a deputy. I've seen a great growth in him since my days as a deputy. His attitude, his behavior is better than I've ever seen.
Are you willing to take him back?
Yeah, we weren't going to discharge him. When we staffed his problems, if you look, that's just a sample of the infractions that he's been addressed with.
Yes, that's the copy. They have the report.
Okay.
And standing alone, none of them are real serious infractions, but when you add together the continuous behavior, and we had talked at one of your meetings about some jail time as being a deterrent, just to get somebody's attention, because that's what's on the table and that's what will eventually happen. And as a staff, we determined that we thought that that might be what's in Mr. Gianmarco's best interest, but we'd love to have him back after such a stint.
It looks to me like, Mr. Gianmarco, you just need to take a couple of seconds when something happens that makes you upset, and before you act or speak out, think about what you're doing. And that's part of being mature, being a man. You can't just act impulsively when something happens. You got to think about the consequences. And the consequences here are pretty big for you. You're saying this is the best place you've been in. So we don't want to mess that up, do we? Okay, so let's just use this as a learning moment. You should be thinking this to yourself. I need to take more time when I get upset, think about what I'm doing before I say something, before I do something, before I slam the door, react with emotion. Just count to 10 or 15 or whatever it takes for you, and then think about what is the right thing to do here. Don't act with emotion. Try to use your brain. So I'm going to let you go back, Southern Hope. It looks like you're making progress, and I applaud that. Let's just get this part of it under control, and then I'll see you. You're already set for April 4th, so that's this Friday. So I'll see you this Friday. We'll get another report of how you're doing, so I'll release you to go back.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Damon Rinko, or recall, case number CRB 25-192.
Mr. Stratton's case, we're waiting to set bond and conditions of bond.
So, Your Honor, I have spoken with about everyone I could speak with on this, and what I've learned so far is that the young person with the initials XS has been charged with domestic violence in juvenile court, as well as another of his siblings. So there's 3 people charged. CS is that young person's name. So our primary concern, that apparently they're in court today for a detention hearing in juvenile court, and the question will be whether they should be detained or not. And I don't know whether that's going to happen, but I think it's pretty common for the detention to take place until there's an adjudicatory hearing. So if they're out of the home, then obviously Mr. Rinko would be able to go back home as long as they're out of the home.
Yes.
I would suggest that we come back to court very quickly, maybe this Friday.
Yes.
And we'll have a little more clearer picture of what's actually going on.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to let him sign an OR bond. Well, he's got a bond up, so I'll continue that bond with the condition that he stay away from, is it excess, I think?
XS and CS.
Okay, stay away from them, they shouldn't be in the same household.
Just access.
Just XS?
Well, that's all
That's how we
charge.
Yeah.
Put it on the docket for the 4th this Friday, so we can get a better handle
And there.
on what's going on with the family, and perhaps we can get some input from Children's Services
Yeah.
on that date.
And I can't guarantee that they're going to be involved. I just don't know at this point.
Well, on the face of it, it looks like they will be.
I would think.
And if they're not gonna be, we will know that on Friday. We should have a decision what they're gonna do or not do by Friday. Today, things are
Your Honor, can you tell me the date and time, the court date and time again, please?
Friday at 10 a.m.
Friday.
Come back here Friday.
Yeah.
Stay away from the 2 juveniles.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
I don't want there to be an allegation that something else happens.
Right.
Don't leave just yet, she's gonna get you a copy of that protection order.
Okay, all right.
All right, thank you, Freddie.
State of Ohio recalls Elson Childers, case number TRD 25107, A, B, and C, TRC 23629, A, B, and C. Elson Childers. They said he was here earlier, but... And he's nowhere to be found.
Okay, he's been called twice and he hasn't appeared. He has a bond up, actually, with Mr. Sowers. So I'll notify Mr. Sowers that a warrant's been issued and set April 21st, because I set another case for bond forfeiture hearing that day. April 21st will be the bond forfeiture. Figure out what happened.
Okay.
I haven't seen the video. Unless it's on my kitchen table.
I really think that it could not be. I can see them do it. I can see there's a bunch of them.
I might have.
We're finished, Your Honor.
Okay, court's adjourned. Pastor, good to see you here. You want to come back?
Sure.